That's ISO.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post the same.
I was really looking forward to that cigar. It really sucks.
We can't always get what we want. It's funny because like I'm rewatching House, so one of the episodes it ends with that song. So and I had watched it today. So
Gotta hit the rare breed tonight.
rare breed.
Actually, you know what?
A few moments later.
There we go. Now we're cooking. Needed that. All right, welcome to the Cigar Advisors. I'm Matt.
I'm John.
Yeah, you got to redo that. That sucked too.
All right, from the top.
Take 4. I'm Matt. Welcome to the Cigar Advisors.
And I'm John.
So, what do we got today?
Aside from headache from trying to get this podcast started today.
Those were some of the worst recording issues that we've had yet.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we'll dive into that first then. I got a Mac a while back, a MacBook Pro, and it was great, loved it. But I was obsessed that I hadn't upgraded the RAM and, features of it, whatever. So, I think I had messaged you about it probably 75 times about how I was going to get it upgraded.
He asked my advice, and I was like, hey, it's fine what you got for doing what we're doing, but it's Matt, so...
So, with that advice, I went ahead and took it back to Apple to get it upgraded, or to exchange it, I guess, or whatever it is that they do. Got it back, and it works perfectly, except for doing anything I needed to do, such as podcasting. So, we hop on tonight. We start it rolling. Starts out pretty decent. I do a test for the sound and a test for video. And come to find out, it's not really working right. So I couldn't hear John, or it was like really low volume. I max it out, still can barely hear him. So try, deleting the cams, try resetting a few things, trying a couple different settings, maxing out gain, just doing a bunch of different things. And nothing really would work out the way it needed to. So with that said, I'm now upstairs, not smoking the cigar that I was looking forward to, and having a watered down old fashioned.
I say you just take your office upstairs and just put it in your garage. Then you have the settings that you have upstairs and just in your garage. Or you can just build another computer and put it downstairs.
Well, I was thinking I could build, put the glass, what my one buddy has, do the whole glass wall, right? Seal it off, put in one of those ventilation systems, and just, smoke up here.
Yeah, you could.
But I need to win the lottery first.
Yeah.
Once I do that,
Definitely.
that can happen.
Yeah.
So, other than that, though, things are good. We got several new subscribers. I actually just noticed that.
Yeah, we did.
So that's really cool.
Cheers to all the new subscribers. Thank you very much.
Except I noticed one of them is Carrie Benton.
Oh.
Just subscribed 4 days ago. And how long has this podcast been going on?
And for those not in the know, Carrie Benton is one of our best friends.
Yeah,
How dare
putting
you,
you on
sir.
blast, jerk off. Good looks only get you so far, buddy.
Anyway, what are you drinking today? Lay it on me.
Oh, I'm gonna be drinking now. Yeah.
Heavily.
Right now I have an old fashioned made with wild turkey rare breed. I like the higher proofs, as I've kind of said before, for my old fashions, because I feel like it kind of, when you start adding mixers and things, if you have something that's a little higher proof, it'll kind of keep that proof throughout. So it's not so diluted, and that's what I like. I like a little bit of that burn in my throat.
I think 100, like around the 100 range, is good for my cocktails because
Yeah.
I know, I mean, like you like higher proofs, but like that 101, that 107, like even like around the high 90s.
Yeah.
So you're drinking old fashioned. I am drinking a new cocktail that I found on Total Wine's website called the Belmont Jewel, which is an ounce and a half of bourbon, 2 ounces of lemonade, 1 ounce of pomegranate juice. I did want mine a tad bit sweeter, so I did add a little bit of simple syrup. I've got a couple of got some fancy cherries at the bottom, and it's pretty good. I enjoy it.
Sounds good. I would
Yeah,
I might drink that, but without the simple syrup.
yeah. Yeah, without the simple, it's a little bit more on the spirit side. Surprisingly, you would think it would be a little bit sweeter with the lemonade and the pomegranate juice, but you know,
Especially with the pomegranate juice.
yeah.
And then what else we got going? I was going actually to be smoking the cigar I picked up a little bit ago. I think it was last week, the week before, which is the Alec Bradley Project 40. That's still gonna happen tonight at some point because I've been looking forward to that. Want to
Yeah,
try it? Alec Bradley, one of my favorite, brands, but not happening now.
eventually. Not
Trying to
happening
find
today.
sponsors. I'm not butthurt about
Um,
it.
yeah. All right, let's get into the news. So, we got 3 parts of the news today. So, first issue of news is India Ortiz announces that she is launching her own cigar company, Casa de Ortiz. India Ortiz is a third generation of the Ortiz family in the cigar business. Her family is highly well known in Nicaragua for their tobacco operations. Um, Last year or the year before, she was appointed general manager of Mombacho Cigars. But she is, opening her own cigar line, which is fantastic. And the first blend, which they already have like mixed up, is going to be called Primavera, and it should be due in late spring, with the details of the cigar coming out in March of this year.
Do we know a price range on these at all?
Not yet. She hasn't. I'm assuming once March rolls around, we'll hear more about it. But
Okay.
her family is very respected and well known throughout Nicaragua. So I mean, and I've been following her on Instagram and stuff, and so I'm very interested in what her cigar line's going to offer. So
Wait, does
it
she
should be
follow us
good.
back?
I don't know. I follow her on my personal account.
Oh. Okay then.
Today we'll be getting into Half Wheel's 25 list, but Half Wheel released their 2022 consensus list, and I had talked about this in a previous podcast. The consensus list is a top 25 list using all the data over 35 media outlets in the cigar world. You got your cigar aficionado, your cigar journal, cigar snob, like people from YouTube that make their own top 25 list. So it takes a culmination of those 35 media outlets. Of those outlets, there were over 471 cigars that were nominated from these lists. Some highlights to me on the consensus list were the Micarita Black Shaka Khan, the Knuckle Sandwich Habano, which is a Guy Fieri cigar, the Room 101 Nama Kabuki Ranfla, and the Alec Bradley Double Broadleaf. In their consensus, the factory of the year was from AJ Fernandez, which is highly respected in the cigar world.
Mhm.
and company of the year is Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. So, yeah, this is that
I'm
list
actually
where I
pretty
said that
happy with this
they
list.
yeah, this is the list where I said like they took all the data from other lists. Now they have their own personal list, which they're very like
Yeah.
meticulous and like do blind tasting and stuff like that. But this is strictly like a list made of just data. Like pull all the data in and throw it all out and tally it. So
Yeah, I
they've
read
done
through some of the
this.
rules that they had to make this list, and there were two that stuck out that I really liked, which are any list that is created by a cigar company, or a cigar retailer was excluded.
Yeah.
That was cool. And I like that it had to be on some like any platform, um, in addition to Facebook and or Instagram. So it had to have like their own site or publication or whatever. And I thought that made it actually pretty good. And it was good that they, considered other things other than the big guys like Cigar Aficionado.
Yeah. And the last bit of news I have is I'm Asian. It's
Really?
Lunar New Year, which is the year of the rabbit. And there
Asian
are
though, huh?
yeah, Asian,
Would have never guessed.
Asian, Asian.
Wait, sorry, can
Um,
we pause on news really quick? I have a funny story.
okay, go ahead.
So I was visiting a place today and doing some business, and the lady that I was meeting was Filipino. So when I first went to meet with her, I said "Cómo está?" which that's about as good as
Yeah.
my Tagalog gets. And she's like "Mabuti." I'm like "Booty," but anyway. Then I know some of the Filipino food, so I was like, yeah, I was like, like we got to kind of chatting. I was like, I make actually some pretty decent lumpia. So after all is said and done, she goes up to someone else, a mutual person that we both know, and she's like, "That guy, he looks white, but is he like half Filipino?" And I can hear it in my head with the accent. And she's like, "No, he's not half Filipino. He's married to a Filipino." And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" So like the whole time I can hear the whole accent in my head. It was fantastic. It was so great because she was trying to work it out. Like, how did I know these, Filipino
Terms
terms
and like food
and look
and
like look like this,
yeah, pasty
white out.
white. Yeah, that's funny.
It was great.
Yeah,
The best part is she never asked me like she just looked at me like it was normal. Like she never
right.
asked anything. She waited till I was gone to ask those questions.
And ask somebody else and didn't
Yeah,
ask
ask
you.
somebody else. She doesn't
She
even
didn't
know
be
that I know.
like, she'd be like, "Hey, are you Filipino?" Like, because
Yeah,
yeah,
she like
she
went on to explain.
probably
She's like, I was trying to think, like, was he half Filipino? Was his dad in the military? Like, what's going on? How does he know these things?
she probably didn't want to offend you in the event that you weren't Filipino, so she asked somebody else.
Yeah, I
But
can't wait till because next time I'm gonna try to convince her that I am Filipino and that I'm
uh,
like albino.
that's funny. Anyway, getting back to the Lunar New Year cigars, it is the year of the rabbit, and there are several companies that are releasing, Lunar New Year type cigars. So we've got Aura EP Carrillo Shengjiao Limited, the Davidoff Year of the Rabbit Perfecto and Gran Toro, the Liga Privada Unico Series Year of the Rabbit, the Macanudo Inspirado Year of the Rabbit Toro, the Maya Selva Año del Conejo 2023, the Plasencia Year of the Rabbit Toro, and Vega Fina Year of the Rabbit 2023. So, if you see those cigars out in the wilderness, definitely pick them up. They are usually not something that disappoint as far as cigars are concerned. Sometimes, like the cigars that come out for like certain occasions can be kind of disappointing, but they're good. What are you showing me,
Huh?
bro?
I I'm doing my thing. Okay.
I mean, what is your thing? Like, you can't just show the bottle and point at it and then like not explain
Well, I
what.
was listening to you.
Right.
Cigars, they're good. I like them as well.
Okay.
So that's Basil Hayden toast. After
Okay.
all of our events tonight.
Okay.
Cheers. I mean, like that's a good pour right there, people.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
Mm.
And now we're gonna get to the main topic of our subject today in today's episode. It is the 2022 Half Wheel Top 25. Now, all the top 25 lists that are out there, I trust Half Wheels the most, and there are
Yeah.
a couple of certain reasons. They limit their cigar selection to cigars that have been shipped out in 2021 and 2022. Probably like late 2021 and then obviously all of 2022. And the cigars must have received a full review on their website. In addition, um, it's their staff doing the reviews, and a lot of them are blind. So they take off the bands, they rate them on cards, and they go through a series of different rounds in order for a cigar to advance. So there are a lot of cigars on the list today. I put actually the entire 25 list for us to go through. We're just gonna kind of do this a little bit differently than when we did the cigar aficionado. We went through a lot of details and stuff like that. I feel like we're just gonna run through them, and as you've seen with our couple of episodes of this new season, I've been putting a lot of infographics and stuff. So as we go through these cigars, I will be, putting up all the details of like origin and stuff like that. Another thing that I like about the cigars in this list, a lot of them aren't like cigars that I'm familiar with, which is great because, um, you get tired of seeing the same exact cigars year after year on some lists. So, do you have any insight or thoughts on the list?
I mean, I definitely have some favors or some
Yeah.
favorites.
So I figure we'll
And a
run
couple
through the
I've had.
list. We'll run through the list back and forth. If there's a cigar that like piques your interest, just be like, that's a cigar I want to try or whatever. Yeah. Sound good?
No,
Okay.
I need more options.
All right. Well, suggest them then, because
I'm a problem dropper.
I ain't got nothing, bro.
Okay, I guess we'll just do it your way then.
Obviously.
It's always your way.
So number 25 is from J.C. Newman. It is the Diamond Crown Black Diamond Marquise. J.C. Newman here in Tampa, Florida. Yeah.
Tampa
Be
what?
cool to check out.
Straight up Tampa. All right, number 24, Padron Family Reserve, number 95. It's a Maduro. That's not one I'll try.
No. 23. We heard about this company last week. From Roma Craft Tobacco, it's the Craft 2022.
And then we have yeah. My Father. Now, is this the one that we tried before or no?
Yes, this is a version of the cigar that we had smoked a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, and how do you pronounce this one?
Le Bijou.
Le Bijou.
1922.
Le Bijou. 1922, 100. Anus. Limited edition Corona Special.
Años.
It says anus.
Okay. Number 21, the Aganorsa Leaf Anniversario Maduro Gran Robusto.
Number 20, Selected Tobacco Bandolero Firecracker.
This one actually looks really good to me. I want to try to find this one.
Same.
And
this
isn't
the next one is one I like.
Yeah, this one isn't a new cigar, but I think the reason why they put it on this list is because this Vitola released this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Oliva Serie V Melanio Maduro in a Lancero.
Which I haven't had the Lancero.
Yeah.
I haven't had the Lancero yet. All right. Number 18, the Illusion Allegria Lonsdale.
Number 7.
Close to that. Saying it right?
No, you did good. You did good.
I'm owning it tonight. Like my
The-
Tagalog earlier was good. Now my Spanish is on point.
Number 17, the La Aurora Fernando Leon Legacy Lancero.
16, Global 1502 Anniversary 10 Toro.
Number 15, the Aganorsa Leaf Supreme Leaf Torpedo.
Number 14, one of my favorites, Arturo Fuente. Fuente Opus X Destino Al Siglo Shark.
Have you had that one before?
No, but I will.
No. Yeah.
What if it's available?
I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
You know what? This is what I like about these lists. This is one I've never heard of.
Yeah. I think you could probably find this. If I had to guess a location, you could probably find this at Cathedral Cigars in Tampa.
So I am going there next month-ish, I think. I'll have to tell you about that later.
Like over the weekend? Like on a day that I'm off?
I don't know. No. I don't know. No.
I'm off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Oh. Boo. You should change it to Saturday.
I'll let you know, though. It might.
Number 13 is the Alec Bradley Fine and Rare BC 13-4 EV.
JRE Aladino Cameroon Gordo.
Number 11, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Micarita Black Shaka Khan.
Then there's another Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Sin Compromiso Paladin de Saka.
Number 9 is the Romacraft Tobacco Intemperance EC Reverence.
And then another one of our favorites, Drew Estate 20-Acre Farm Robusto.
Yeah, I haven't tried the 20-Acre Farm yet. I need to. I heard it's really good.
I haven't had that one yet either.
Plus, it uses tobacco that's grown in Claremont, I think.
Yes. Yes. I actually we have an opportunity to go there. I'm just trying to get it all figured out.
Okay, cool. Number 7 is the Crown Heads Las Calaveras Edición Limitada 2022 LC54.
You know, Dunbarton made this list a lot.
Yeah, 3 times. And they're becoming one of my favorite companies alongside Drew Estate.
I was going to ask you that. Are they taking over your favorite spot?
Not yet. Like there have been a lot of like cigar companies recently that have like really impressed me. You know, like I feel like number 1 for me is Drew Estate Room 101 Placencia somewhere.
My father.
No, not even My Father is up in my top.
I thought you always liked My Father.
I do like My Father,
but not in the top like 5.
But Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, Caldwell's up there. There are a couple others, but
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, my palate and my preferences have expanded since I first started smoking cigars.
Yeah, mine just changes every day.
Yeah.
But you know who's been consistent for me lately is Alec Bradley.
Yeah. I mean, there's those tried and true brands that like you could rely on for, you're not going to have a disappointing smoke. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Opus X, Arturo Fuente, that's when I number one. But Alec Bradley's more cost effective and still just as good. But number 5, Lost and Found, 22 minutes to midnight, Connecticut, Radiant Toro.
And because you didn't go over actually what number 6 was, I'll
sorry.
go ahead. So number 6 was Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, which is the reason why we had mentioned it. This is the third cigar that is on this list. It's the Mi Querida Tricky Traca, number 448.
Yeah. You want to do the next one then too?
Yep. Rocky
Right.
Patel White Label Toro.
Which I've had, and amazing. Lighter cigar, but amazing. Next is the Davidoff, the Master Selection Series 2014.
Number 2.
Hold on, sorry. I just, we've talked many times about my little, being trilingual. I used to say David off.
I mean,
True story. That was at Corona, one of the local cigar places, and I asked them for a David off. And the guy looks at me and says, "We have David offs right over here."
So he didn't even correct you. That's that's pretty funny.
Yep. That sucked.
Yeah. Number 2, Warp Cigars, Companion Dewarped.
Number 1, Selected Tobacco, Alfonso Extra, Anejo, number 3.
All right, and that is the top 25. For me personally, of the cigars that are on this list, I'd like to try the number 7 Crown Heads, obviously the Drew Estate 20 Acre Farm, all the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust on here, and the cigars that are from J.C. Newman, Alec Bradley, and Roma Craft Tobacco.
I'm not limiting myself. I want to try them all.
Yeah.
I want to Pokemon it. I want to catch them all. I want to be the very best. Like no one ever was.
Cool.
Hey, to capture them are my real test.
Yeah. To train them is my cause. Anyway, so we had a secondary topic planned out for this week. And as the week progressed, I got busier, and you know what? I just
Whoa, I'm ready. I didn't write them down, but I'm ready.
We could talk about it if you want.
Okay, I'm doing it. Right. I'm ready.
Okay. So we're going to do our favorite top 5 music albums. Let's go, man. You don't have to put them in any order as far as preference, but you could be music album, music artist. If you have a specific artist and you like all their albums, if you have a specific album of their lineup that you love, you could throw that out there. Let's talk about it. I'll let you go first.
All right. Number 1. Well, it's not number 1, but it's the one I was going to say first, even though it's not number 1, is Blink-182, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
I'm very surprised.
Why?
I don't know. I'm surprised. I'm just surprised.
What would you have guessed was when I was going to say?
I actually have no idea. I don't actually really we've been friends for a very long time. I don't really know your music preferences, honestly.
It's because I listen to everything.
Yeah.
I don't hate on anything.
I'm actually very surprised that,
I went to Warped Tour.
Cool, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's a high school thing, right? I used to skateboard all the time in high school. You got to remember that.
Yeah. No, I don't remember because I just would pick you up when I was picking up my cousin to drop you off.
That's true.
How did I know you skateboarded? I mean, I know you worked on cars because
I did that too.
You worked on cars and you worked at a machining shop, but other than that, I didn't know you skateboarded.
I actually missed that line of work.
Do you?
Yeah.
A
lot.
I'm sure you wouldn't be happy if you were doing that type of work now.
No, because it doesn't pay me anything.
Yeah. You wouldn't be you wouldn't have half the bourbons behind you.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would have had to probably steal them. All right, you're up.
So for my first pick, it's going to be, I'm gonna say a group because they don't really have like an album. It's a group called Fame on Fire. So they are like an alternative rock group, kind of like Blink-182, but kind of not. Basically, what they do is they do rock versions of popular songs.
Mm.
So like they've done like Post Malone and Drake and Adele and stuff like that.
That's
But
cool.
like
I mean, that's pretty cool. I'll have to look them up though.
Rock versions of popular songs. And I forgot how I came across them. I actually started listening to that's kind of like one of my favorite like genres of music is like people doing covers in a different style than the original song was made in.
Yeah. No, I like that too,
And
actually.
yeah.
I love listening. Like I look at those a lot on YouTube.
Yeah. And there was a group that like the kind of the group that first got me into it was a group called the Baseballs. And they do rockabilly versions of popular songs. And so that's how it got me into it. And then from there, I just kind of went down this rabbit hole until I found Fame on Fire, which absolutely love them. I think they're freaking awesome.
So next for me, I'm gonna stick kind of with that genre. Is Sum 41, and I could not just do one album, so it would probably be All Killer No Filler or Does This Look Infected, and or both.
Again, I'm very surprised. I get wait
till you hear my last one.
Like I said, I didn't know any of your music selections. I was like, wow, Sum 41. I mean, I know them and I listen to their music, but
actually, so if any of our personal friends, because I see that they've all subscribed, if any of our personal friends like are surprised by this, like and comment below. Yeah, like I'm kind of curious what you people think of me. I am. I'm actually really curious.
My next album is by Metallica, and this is again a very specific album. It is the S&M album, which is a compilation of Metallica songs done with I think it's the San Francisco Symphony, and I bought that. I mean, I love Metallica. I love all their stuff from the 80s all the way up until their bassist switched. And I used to listen to their albums on repeat. But I love the S&M album because it brings a different, like, it's still a rock album.
Yeah.
And it's still very much Metallica. But it's so cool hearing that symphony in the background accompanying them.
So my next one is Eminem. And again, it's like a toss-up between... And it's weird because this is on all ends of the spectrum when it comes to Eminem. The Marshall Mathers LP, Kamikaze, and Recovery. Favorite 3 albums that he's done. The one that sits on the outskirts of that is Eminem and Lil Wayne. They did some great stuff together. Like, those 2 guys are geniuses when it comes to being a lyricist. It's interesting, I feel like, because not only is it entertaining just for the average idiot that just listens to whatever, but if you actually like listen to how they put rhymes together and words together, it's really amazing. Like, both of those 2 guys are complete geniuses.
Yeah.
When it comes to the dictionary, like it's amazing.
Yeah, I've been listening to Eminem since his first album, but I think two of my favorite songs are Rap God and Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then recently Venom
Oh, Venom's
was
pretty
really,
good.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he's probably like number one favorite rapper for me.
I love like the interviews where people are like, "Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Eminem. Not even a chance." Like when they talk about like rap battling, they're like, "Nope, no way, not doing it."
There's only one that talks. There's only one that talks shit, and that's
Yeah.
the game.
Yep.
Which the game? Come on, he can't
Oh
even
no,
hold.
what's his name? The guy that he did Kamikaze, the one song for. Oh gosh, what is his name? He's like, uh, this is so bad. It's just because I've had liquor. Um, he did a Kill Shot. The song is for this guy. He's the like kind of rap rock, married I think to the chick from Transformers.
Oh, MGK.
Yes, Machine Gun
Yeah,
Kelly. Yeah, he's kind of attacked him a couple times.
yeah, but still can't hold a
Not even
candle to Eminem.
close. Not
Yeah,
even close.
I mean the game has like dissed him in a lot of interviews and stuff,
Yeah.
saying that. But I mean,
You
no
can't
one
even
gives a
no, can't
no
even
one gives a
stand next
shit.
to him.
No one gives a shit what MGK and the game say.
No. Can't even stand next to that guy. That guy's a genius.
My next musical artist or album or whatever is actually a record label. Um, it is called 88 Rising, and they are a record label. They have produced like two albums called Head in the Clouds, which is a compilation of all their artists that do um, songs on both albums.
Mhm.
But they are the record label that has signed. They're a primarily Asian based record label. So Rich Brian, Joji, Stephanie Potri, probably people that no one's ever heard of before. But all the songs are great. You know, I probably listen to them a lot more than some of the other artists that I've listened to recently. I don't really pick up music now like I used to. Like
I used to steal your
it's
mix CDs. I don't think you knew that.
what?
Mhm. So,
You used to steal my mix CDs. What the?
Project Sunrise.
Oh jeez.
So John John actually DJ'd my was it my prom?
Oh gee.
Something.
Okay. We're going here, are we?
As Project Sunrise. Was that it? It was Project 21 Sunrise?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but I would take his CDs, and I don't think you've known this until this day. And they would have Project Sunrise or Project 21 Sunrise written all over them in permanent marker back when we would burn CDs. And yeah, I would listen to them all the time. I probably had at least 7.
Wow,
And I may even still have like 2 or 3 of them.
that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I always had subs in my car. Like I hooked up my cars, I had subs,
Yeah.
lights, and you made really good rap CDs, and they had great bass, good quality. So, cheers,
I
thanks.
did make a lot of mix CDs over the years for sure.
Mhm.
And I'd always make funny like titles for the mix CDs. And it's funny to this day, I still do that except with playlists. So like my Apple playlist, because we have Apple Music,
Mhm.
so I make playlists for, just when I'm driving around. So like I'll go over my, so I have a rap playlist called Bump. I have a rock playlist called Rock Out with My Cock Out.
Nice. I like
Um,
that one.
I have a R&B playlist called Smoothie and a country playlist called Thangs and Twangs.
Fangs and Twangs.
Thangs and Twangs.
Oh, Thangs and Twangs.
yeah.
Got it. So I actually learned that from you, and I'm trying to pull it up right now. Playlist. And I even named one, not exactly after you, but the general idea. And it is Giggity Giggity.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't know if you can see what songs are on there, but yeah, that's that giggity. It's got all the giggity on it.
You're probably gonna add some of the stuff that I'm talking about today to your list.
Look at that. Got Usher on Giggity Giggity.
Jesus.
Got a little Marvin Gaye. Yeah, there's some
Gay?
good songs on here. Yeah, that's my giggity playlist. You know what I mean? All right.
I think
So my next artist is going to be Marshmello, who I've seen live, and that was the coolest show I've ever gone to. Like that was top notch. That was amazing. That guy's cool. He's another one that I feel like other DJs, just like producers, can't touch. His beats are awesome.
Huh. I'm actually very surprised with that.
I know. Like
I didn't know who you knew Marshmello was.
Yeah, I played Fortnite once.
Yeah.
One time.
I mean that's how I discovered him. But I also do love Marshmello. He's not on this list, but I do love me some Marshmello.
So he did a song with a country artist that I like, Kane Brown, and that's what got me turned on to Marshmello.
Mm.
He did that, One Thing Right, and then I just kind of like saw a couple, YouTube videos of his videos, and then ever since, he's bumping in the Tesla all the time.
Cool.
It's got good stuff.
So this is a 2-for-1. My next pick, because it's kind of like old school, like because I used to listen to them back in the day, but I listen to the head of this band now. So it is Stained slash
that's a good one.
Stained / Aaron Lewis. Okay, so Stain was a band back in, when I was going to school. I listened to all their albums, especially those first 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like I was a very broody teenager back in the day. But like,
Yep.
I listened through those, those albums over and over again. Epiphany, Outside, Fade to Black, like all those songs, all good. But the head of Stained, Aaron Lewis, once Stained was kind of over with, he split from the group and he started a country music career. And he is a very good country music artist. And I listened to, like, he's one of my favorite country music artists. He's got my favorite country music song that he has is called Reconsider. And it's just such a good song. But yep, so it's a Stained / Aaron Lewis is my pick.
So who's your favorite country artist?
Ooh, that's hard. Let me look at my Twangs and Things.
So
playlist.
Mine is things that are like Colt Ford. Have you ever heard of Colt Ford?
Yeah.
Colt Ford, you got to listen to a song called Country Folks.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, since my family's from, Chattanooga, Tennessee, in Georgia, it describes country folks completely.
I don't know. I think my favorite country artist probably would like if you're just talking about a singular entity, like
Or band
one.
or group, whatever you call it.
I think I would go with Josh Turner. If you're talking about a group, I'm gonna go High Valley.
Mm.
High Valley has that little twang in their
Yeah.
music.
I'm pretty much obsessed with Kane Brown at this point.
Mm.
I know it's kind of like pop country, but I'm pretty much obsessed with that guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And there's another guy I like a lot, Luke Combs.
Oh, Luke Combs is good.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, that guy's
Luke
really
Combs
good.
too.
So, going with country, this one will probably be the least shocking. I I I think the least shocking of all.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it's somebody that you could see me listening to,
Okay.
I think you could probably see me like bumping in my car to this.
No, I can't see you bumping in anything. No, just kidding.
So if John had to cut this out and YouTube sent us a little whatever thing they send you that tells you that it's copyright infringement,
Copyright strike.
yeah, man, whatever. Get some YouTube. Get come see me. Taylor Swift, man. Old school Tay Tay though. Not new school Tay Tay. Like Tay Tay up to Shake It Off.
I'm so disappointed.
There's nothing wrong with Tay Tay.
I'm so disappointed.
I love Tay Tay. I will karaoke. We just got a new karaoke thing. I have karaoke Tay Tay several times.
Is this just because you have a daughter?
No,
Or you...
I actually I do I listen to Tay Tay on my own in my car. Shake It Off.
Jesus. I can't, bro.
But
can't.
you know what? So there's two songs that I want to talk about that Michaela just brought up. Well, one song that there was one song that she brought up.
Okay.
And it is called oh gosh. Is she still awake? Michaela, what's the name of that song you like? No Wind Resistance. I have no idea who it's by. I will find out. It is by no idea. Kinneret. Kinneret. Have you heard of this?
Nope.
So you got to listen to No Wind Resistance sped up. It's like a TikTok kind of thing. So it is stupid catchy. I have read the words, listened to the words, no idea what she's talking about. No clue.
I hate to admit it, but like TikTok's like a huge thing now. I consume a lot of content on TikTok, almost as much as the content that I consume on YouTube as far as like social media. Those are the two platforms that I frequent the most as far as like content creator stuff. And you know how I said earlier that really I don't have any idea what's going on in the music scene nowadays. Like most of the music that, unless it's like someone like Post Malone, which I love.
Yeah.
Which
that guy's really cool.
Yeah. Or like 88 Rising that, I found on my own. And then like, I really don't know the music scene because like who listens to the radio anymore? Like, with the implementation of like Apple Music and Spotify and Amazon Music, and like no one actually ever listens to the radio for new songs. Like you got to find it somewhere else. And I find a lot of the music that like is catchy or like I'm interested in or like end up finding new artists. I find them on TikTok.
Yeah. The new
Like
like the
they're
TikTok dances and all
And a
that.
half hours later.
At the end of the Matt show, let's bring John back. I mean,
Can you hear me?
yeah, you're back. I was gonna solo it.
Okay, thank goodness. Well, what did I leave off on? TikTok.
Yep.
So yeah, like a lot of the music that I find and discover is from TikTok. Whether it be like an old song that someone's like repurposed for like a video that becomes popular,
Right.
or musical artists that like release their music on TikTok.
Same. So like on OnlyFeet, when people do songs to it, that's where like I it makes me want to look up the songs.
Only feet. I can't with you, bro.
What? So you know what I saw? Speaking of TikTok, and now I've got to get off on something else. Oh, who's your final artist before I get on one of my?
Let me pick. It would be someone that actually started just
If you say
recently
Young
released
Gravy,
an
I quit.
album. No, I mean I do love me some Young Gravy. Don't get me wrong. You know, Mr. Clean. Come on, man. Charlene.
No.
Good.
Yep.
Good songs. Good songs.
Great songs.
So the person of this band I have watched for years, but he just made an album, a solo album. The name of the group is called James and the Shame, and the album is called Human Overboard. And if you are familiar with Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link, Rhett actually made an album, and his group is called James and the Shame. And
Yep,
it's
so
like,
if you're one of those 7 people that follow him, you know exactly what John's talking about.
so he's like a mixture of like country and folk and easy listening. It's a good album. It's very rare that I find an album that I will listen from track 1 all the way to the very last track. I can do that with that album.
The best part is you're talking about country and wearing a do-rag.
Yep.
You're
Don't
very
discriminate.
versatile.
I am very versatile.
Look at that.
And so what was the tangent that you were going to go off on?
TikTok. Oh my gosh. I am going to start selling my underwear.
Oh, Jesus.
So there was a TikTok, and apparently you can now sell your underbritches for like stupid amounts of money. Are you
Yeah.
You're Googling it?
No.
Yes, you
I
are.
I already know this.
You bought underwear before? No, like
No.
used underwear. I don't mean new underwear.
Right.
You can sell your used underbritches. Like you farted in them, you can now sell them underbritches.
Yeah. That's not like a new thing. That was like before TikTok.
What? No, it was just on TikTok. How can it be before TikTok if it's on TikTok?
No, like that's like a thing that people do.
Where did you buy underwear?
I didn't buy shit.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I didn't buy shit.
I'm gonna start selling my underbritches.
Or like Feet Finder. There's a whole website dedicated to like people that buy feet pictures and shit.
I'm gonna start doing that too.
Well,
It is gonna be Matt's feet are us. Like, y'all want these toes? I'm down.
That's gross, bro.
Like, for me selling them or for the people buying them?
Whatever, both.
Bro, I'll sell your feet. I don't even
Dude,
care.
my feet are gross, bro.
You know what? There's somebody for everybody.
Somebody for everybody. It's like you're talking to a fat person. There's somebody for everybody. Big people need love too.
That's right. No hate. Can't discriminate. There's no hate.
So before we head out, I figured that we would play a game. So this is something that I wanted to add in
Sounds
at kind of
dangerous.
like the end of our little
Oh,
thing.
I remember we were texting about this, and you're like, I'm not going to tell you what the game is, but we're going to play a game, and it's a
Yeah, we're
game
gonna
that's really
play.
fun, but I'm not going to tell you what the game is.
I don't know if it's going to be really fun. This is just experimental, but there are a couple of things that I had rolling through my mind. You know, like
I feel like I'm going to be naked.
I wanted to do like a draft. You know,
Okay.
like a cigar draft where like I'll pick a company and that's my company, but you can't pick like, you know. But then I was like, that might be kind of boring for the first one. So there's a game that I came up with called What's Your Order?
All right.
Okay. Also, it's kind of like a way for our audience to kind of get to know us. I'm gonna go through 10 popular fast food chains. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And off the top of your head, you're gonna give me what's your order.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
what
I'm
do
down
you
for
what
this.
what are you ordering from entree to whatever drink, blah blah blah. What's
So
your order?
anyone that I've worked with or knows me knows I am king of the brown bag. So
Yeah.
I've been like I've really like most people train for the Olympics, right? I feel like this is my calling. Like I was made for this.
All right. Let's go. So, first fast food place, the number one fast food place in America, McDonald's. Now you could pick either breakfast or lunch. Doesn't matter. What's your order?
I want a double cheeseburger. Don't hold the lettuce. Don't be fronting no seeds on the bun. I'm up in this drive-through. Order for tea. Need another nine just like my shoe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe this is a bad
All
idea.
right. So people are gonna hate me for this. I promise people are gonna hate me for this. I have two
Okay.
orders.
Okay.
I want a Big Mac with no sauce. Add barbecue sauce. Biggie fries and a sweet tea.
Okay.
Second order. They now have a combo that you can get 20-piece nuggets, 2 large fries, and 2 drinks. That's all mine. Like, order your own stuff.
Okay. So my go-to order at McDonald's for lunch typically is chicken McNugget meal with a large Coke and 2 McDoubles.
I can
That's my
respect that.
That's my go-to whenever I go to McDonald's. I may switch up the chicken McNugget meal for like a fish fillet meal or a Big Mac meal, but always 2 McDoubles on the side.
So I was a McDouble king until they were no longer $1.
Yeah. And then like if we're talking breakfast, I always get the exact same thing for breakfast. I get bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit meal with a Coke and 2 sausage burritos.
All right, so mine for breakfast is gonna be the chicken biscuit, 4 hash browns, and a sweet tea.
Damn, 4 hash browns? Shit, bro.
You just ordered 2 burritos.
I don't know. It's just, I was just shocked. Like 4 hash browns. It's
Like you're legit deep throating 2 burritos, and you're gonna hate on me for some hash browns.
The burritos are super small. I mean, so are the hash browns, but you know.
So is your wiener, and nobody's complaining.
That's
Well, they
right.
probably are, actually.
No one's complaining. You got that right.
Yeah, she is.
All right. Next
What's that?
restaurant. Next fast food place.
All right.
Starbucks. What are you getting? Drink and food.
Man,
And I know that Starbucks has rotating drinks, right? So
actually, I have a food item there.
If it's a seasonal drink, cool. You know, right now I've got, you know, an order that I'm ordering all the time. So
I barely go to Starbucks, but when I have to, it is a blackened tea,
okay.
light ice, 20 pumps of cane syrup
Jesus.
because they're northern folks. They don't know how to make sweet tea.
20 pumps of cane syrup.
That's exactly what they do. What you're doing. You're judging me.
Yeah,
And
I'm judging.
and then I get a turkey panini. And I used to love the turkey panini, but listen, if you are the owner of Starbucks and you're watching this, which I doubt it, can you please like fix the way you make a turkey panini? Because like the bread is yay big. This half has got all the turkey on it. This half over here has got the pesto and like these like red peppers. I don't even know if they're real, to be honest. But
You know
like,
how they
is there no
make
way?
these sandwiches, right?
Huh?
They pull them out of the freezer.
Yeah.
They take them out of a plastic bag and they
Yeah.
toss it on a grill and press it.
Right. That's why I had to go directly to the owner of Starbucks.
Okay.
Because it's not the local person's fault, right? They're just there. Like they're just there. They're doing what they got to do. They make my sweet tea right.
Yeah.
After I have to teach them. If Starbucks would put Southern sweet tea on the menu, you would have so many more customers.
But like for me, there's so many other better places to get sweet tea in the fast food realm. Me and Mandy are very passionate about sweet tea, as you are. So
you've had sweet tea at my house.
Like PDQ sweet tea is really good.
Yeah.
Sweet tea from any barbecue place is good.
Sonny's has got good sweet tea until they switch their ice. So if you're the owners of Sonny's and you're watching this, fix the ice.
All right, let me go through my order since I don't want to start jumping around. So my Starbucks order, regular order that's on the menu all the time, is the nitro cold brew.
No idea what that is.
With a sweet cold foam.
Yep, no clue.
It's kind of cool because like it's cold brew coffee that's pumped with nitrogen. And it's like on a kind of like a beer tap. It's really good. Right now I'm ordering the cold brew pistachio cream shit.
Sounds like something
which is really good. And my normal breakfast item is a sausage, egg, and cheese on a egg McMuffin or muffin or whatever.
Do they have real pork sausage there though?
Yeah.
I might have to look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Next place. Taco Bell.
Oh.
What do you get? What are you getting?
Just yes. That's all you do.
What do you get? What are you getting? What's your order?
Yes, the menu.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Everything. It's all the fucking same. Just tell me what your regular order is.
All right, I get the taco pack. Well, it's a taco burrito pack, so you get 5 tacos and 5 burritos. Outside of that, yeah. Outside of that, if I'm not as hungry, which is rare, I'll get the Mexican pizza and 2 tacos since they brought the Mexican pizza back. Good job, Taco Bell. Hey, if the owner of Taco Bell is listening to this.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. My regular Taco Bell order is the 2 chalupa meal with a soft taco, Baja Blast, and 2 bean burritos.
I was slightly disappointed at the chalupas, but then you brought me back with the burritos.
I love chalupas, man. They're great. They're no so tomatoes.
Because you can eat them like forever and not get full. At least me.
Yeah.
Taco Bell, that's my number 1. My favorite.
Okay, this one's kind of fast food related, but kind of not fast food related. Pizza topping. You ordering pizza for yourself? What are you getting on it?
The works minus mushrooms. However, if we're at CC's Pizza, which those are hard to find right now, but if I can get a Cece's pizza, I'm gonna go 2 pizzas. First pizza is gonna be a taco pizza. It's got ground beef, a little bit of spicy sausage, some lettuce, tomatoes, jalapenos.
They got a CC's over here in Brandon. I pass by it all the time when I go
So
up there and like, drive around.
when I was texting you about like us getting together, we're going to Cece's. That's lunch.
Okay.
And then my other Cece's pizza is pepperoni and jalapenos.
Huh.
But what's weird is I'll actually pick the jalapenos off.
That is weird.
But the flavor they leave behind on the pizza is so good. Stupid good. It's life changing. And then you have to dip it in ranch dressing. Their
Of
ranch
course.
dressing specifically.
So pizza
Tampa.
order for me is either one of two. So it's either going to be, actually, I'm going to say one of three. So it's either going to be pepperoni sausage.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
It's going to be pepperoni mushroom.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Or it's going to be Hawaiian.
I knew it. I knew you were going to mess this up.
And the Hawaiian could either be like a normal Hawaiian that has like ham and pineapple, but I would rather have pepperoni. Pineapple. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it.
So,
each episode of this,
I'm probably
I start to hate you more and more.
I'm probably triggering a lot of people that, especially a large amount of the demographic, that's like, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. And there was a point where like I agreed with you, and then I tried it and I was like, huh, that ain't that bad. And then I tried it again. I'm like, actually, I really like that a lot. There it goes. But you see that it was like my third option. Most of the time, it's either pepperoni sausage or pepperoni mushroom.
It was weird because every time a pea started going out of your mouth rather than in your mouth as usual, I really thought you were gonna say pineapple. Like that first time, you're like pepperoni sausage, and I was like, oh, thank God he didn't say it. And then he's like pepperoni, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And then the last one, pepper, and I'm like, yep, we're good. Then he's like pineapple. No.
I don't know. I like it. I like the little sweetness it brings.
So Precious too. She loves pepperoni pineapple, and we have to order 2 pizzas.
I have a question. I have a question for you. Other than, like you mentioned that you dipped your pizza in ranch. Is there anything else that you dip your pizza in?
Nope. This is gonna be a trigger. If you say ketchup, I swear I'm gonna hit like stop recording.
I dip my pizza in ketchup sometimes.
Can I stop this right now?
And you know what's even more triggering? Sometimes I'll take ketchup and I'll take and I'll mix it up and make a pink sauce, and I'll dip my pizza in that.
You're so disgusting.
Man is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just making a little sauce.
I'm surprised she hasn't divorced you. I really am. Mandy, we'll talk. I know a good attorney.
Ketchup and pizza.
She will get everything.
And I've been doing this since I was in like high school.
Mandy will get everything in this divorce just with that one statement. I'm on her side.
It's good, man. It's good.
I will put hot sauce on pizza.
Yeah, I put hot sauce on pizza.
So, what's your favorite
Tabasco.
hot sauce?
Like, are you talking about hot sauce that's readily available?
Yeah. Like, it's got to be like in a grocery store or a restaurant.
If it's, regular Tabasco, and sometimes they have like the salsa verde Tabasco.
Yeah, Tabasco's good.
Cholula's good.
Cholula's good too.
That's usually in a lot of restaurants. And Tapatio is good.
Yeah, Spanish ones. Cholula and Tapatio. So mine are Skyline, which is made by Skyline Chili. That one is probably one of my favorites. And then Frank's. Frank's is good. Frank's on some scrambled eggs. You gotta admit. Pretty lit.
I guess.
Once you've had it, you won't go back.
Okay.
All right, next place.
We're almost done. We'll go through a couple more.
I got all night.
What's your Chinese order?
Oh, that's easy. Pepper steak every time.
Pepper steak.
Yep.
With white rice, with noodles, with what?
Oh, fried rye.
Five rice.
But all right, so anyone that's listening that's from Pinellas County, you might even remember Dirty Chinese on Park Boulevard.
No, don't
Oh
remember.
my gosh, yeah! Like anyone that lived in Pinellas Park or the Berg knows this place, and they call it Dirty Chinese. It's not there anymore, but you could get like any Chinese food for $5. It was the greatest thing ever, and it had a drive-through. The best Chinese food in the world.
Huh.
It was so good. Yeah. So my order there was pepper steak with fried rye, and then I would get Precious's mom lo mein with 50-cent pepper, which was, for whatever reason, it was 50 cents to have green pepper. And Precious was the sweet and sour chicken.
Mm.
That was the order I would get every time.
My order is typically either General Tso
Oh, that's a good one.
or sweet and sour chicken.
Yeah.
And
Wait, sauce on the side?
Yeah, sauce on the
Okay,
side.
we're friends again.
I would usually get a large wonton soup for later.
Yeah, I could do that.
And then like fried rice or like lo mein. But with my lo mein, I'm very weird. I don't
If you
like
add ketchup to that, I swear to God, John.
I don't like vegetables in my lo mein.
Oh yeah, me either.
So like I'll have them make the lo mein except no vegetables.
So when you make pancit, pancit is like lo mein, by the way, for anybody that doesn't know. It's Filipino pancit. I don't know, it's Filipino lo mein. But when you make it, do you put veggies? Carrots, cabbage?
Yeah.
Do you eat the veggies?
Yeah.
Do you like the veggies?
Yeah.
But not in lo mein.
Correct. Because they put bean sprouts. I'm not really a big fan of bean sprouts.
I don't know. It sounds a little racist.
Yeah.
Like, is there
Tomato,
something you don't like about Chinese?
Yeah, I don't like the vegetables.
All right, what's next?
Subway order.
Oh.
Or just like sandwich shop in general.
No, it's got to be one or the other.
Well, I mean, I order the same thing I do at Publix that I do at
Not me.
Subway, that I do at Jersey Mike's, that I do at whatever.
So, okay, you brought up Jersey Mike's is going to be the Philly cheesesteak. They have the best Philly cheesesteak.
Okay,
Publix?
for me, it's the Italian sub.
Okay, that sucks.
Mike's Way.
Publix is going to be the ultimate favorite. It's got like 3 or 4 different kinds of meat. It's great.
Mine is either a Italian sub or a chicken finger sub.
Oh yeah, chicken finger sub with some like tossed in some buffalo. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
And then Subway is going to be a Subway Club.
Hey, guess what? Italian BMT with Italian urban cheese bread.
So you make a sandwich at home. It's going to be an Italian BMT.
No, usually if I make a sandwich at home, it's turkey.
Okay. Yeah, I see the logic.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Wait, foot long or 6-inch? Because I'm doing the whole foot long.
Oh,
like, I'm taking the whole.
Always a foot long.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me see here. You ever been to Culver's?
Yes.
What's your Culver's order?
It's basic. Like I get cheeseburger. I'm basic at Culver's. They do have a okay chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I'm usually the burger melt.
Yeah.
And then like onion rings. Wendy's.
Wendy's. Oh, okay. Wendy's. Wendy's is
We got two more. Wendy's and then another one.
Wendy's is one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's the junior bacon,
Okay.
double stack,
Okay.
large fry,
Okay.
small frosty.
Okay.
I'm not done yet. Large sweet tea.
Oh.
And if I'm really hungry, I have to get a taco salad, which really isn't a taco salad because it's more like a chili salad, but taco salad.
Wendy's is one of the places that has really good sweet tea.
The
So
best.
yeah,
That and Arby's.
really good sweet tea. So Wendy's for me. If I'm going to get a meal, it's going to be a Dave's double.
Okay.
With fries and a sweet tea and like a 6-piece chicken nugget. Go ahead.
No, you first.
If I'm gonna order like individual items like you are, it's gonna be 2 double stacks, a junior bacon, and a 6-piece.
So no matter what I get the Wendy's spicy nuggets with ranch because there's nothing in this world that gives me more pleasure than a Wendy's spicy nugget. So if you're the owner of Wendy's,
thank you.
I tip my hat to you, sir. Dave, bless you.
All right, last restaurant of the night, Chipotle.
Next.
you don't eat Chipotle?
I don't like it.
How about Moe's?
One of my business partners loves Chipotle, and anytime I ask him where he wants to eat, that's what he goes to. And he watches this. So look at that. Shout out, Matt. Yeah, he watches this. And every time he's like Chipotle. Like never fails.
See, now he's not gonna want to go to Chipotle with you anymore.
I tease him about this all the time.
Oh, okay. So he knows.
Yeah, completely. Like, I mean, in order to be around me, you're gonna have to like have some tough skin. Like, stack up.
I would do Chick-fil-A, but it's just fucking a chicken sandwich. So I'm not doing Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
So our last one will be Burger King. What's
there
your
we
Burger
go.
King order?
Oh, Burger King is easy though. So a Whopper meal. And I get that one with the fries. Side of small onion rings. With the onion rings, I want the honey mustard because if you dip the onion rings in honey mustard, heaven. They're chicken fries, and they have usually the machines that you can pick whatever you want. I don't. I get a sweet tea because they actually have pretty decent sweet tea.
I don't get their sweet tea. I don't think they have decent sweet tea.
I like it.
So my meal is Whopper meal, obviously. Got to go with the onion rings to replace the fries.
Replace
a Coke, yeah, a Coke.
You watching your calories?
And if they have it, they're mozzarella sticks.
Oh,
They this is the thing with Burger King. Burger King comes out with like these very unusual products that like just randomly show up on their list, but they're good. Like the mozzarella sticks are surprisingly good for some odd reason.
I agree.
They have these like jalapeno popper things.
Those are amazing.
They just like appeared on their list. I'm like, why is this good? But like,
I'll get the jalapeno poppers every time.
Yeah, I'm just like people would be sleeping on Burger King. I'm sure there's not a lot of people that go to Burger King. They think like it's like lesser of the burger chains, but I'm like,
they're number one. Burger chain number one.
Yeah,
way better. Like
you can't beat a good Whopper, man.
It's so good.
Yeah,
flame broiled, and I'm all about flaming.
I can't with you, bro.
I'm pro flamer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have a question. Do you have like an Amazon wish list?
Yeah.
Like you can pull up your phone right now and you have like Matt's wish list.
Yeah.
So that's the next game.
That's
This
gonna
our
be
last.
fun.
That's
That's
our last
not
game.
good. We can't play that.
Yeah, we're playing right now. What do you mean?
Like, do we have a rating on this show though?
No, I mark it as explicit, so whatever.
All right. Well, then we're good.
So you're gonna go on your phone.
Okay.
Go to Matt's wish list.
All right.
I want to see it on the screen. Make sure that you're pulling up your wish list.
So I use like the cart where you put like buy it later or something. I'm pulling it up right now.
So you just put things in your buy it later cart.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually have
This
an actual wish list.
Precious is gonna be so mad.
Oh, you mean you could just say stuff that just pertains to you. You don't have to like if it's something for your wife, then what is that? Okay. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. So what we're gonna do, this is gonna be the last game for tonight. We're gonna call it quits.
All right.
We're gonna go over the top 10 things that you have in your save it later cart and my John's wish list.
Okay.
I have a couple of different
ones.
wish lists, but I have a main wish list, right? So I have a wish list that's like computer podcast office. I have one that says John's home bar, stuff for our house, but I have specifically like a wish list like just my stuff.
I'm not that organized. So we're gonna go back and forth, or
yeah, we're gonna go back and forth. You'll say one, and I'll say the next.
I mean, stripper pole.
Stripper pole.
Yep,
that's so hilarious.
I actually have three of them.
I feel like my list is super boring. If you got a stripper, if you have that's what I open with. Yeah, if you have a stripper pole as your number one like thing, my list is gonna be highly boring. Like I might have to pull from my other lists, and I think even my other lists are stupidly boring.
You know what's funny is I wonder if people think that like we actually prepare for this. I had no idea that we were doing this game. Either game.
I didn't. I had the thoughts in my head, like, oh, what can we do for something a little bit different than like our usual like top 5, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so like that seems like something fun to do. So
I like this game.
So
I need to delete some stuff out of here though. Now looking at it, it's not some good
stuff. My first item is the Columbia PFG fish flag mesh snapback hi-hat, which is basically a hat that has an American flag, and instead of the red stripes, it has fish that are making the red stripes. See, it's going to be super boring compared to your stripper pole list. So, what's your next list?
So the next thing on the list, I'm just going to go like through the list. I need to zoom in on this one because it's not as.
We got to go back and forth, man. You can't just be blowing your load on me here.
This is number 2. I mean, I'm going in order that it's on my list. So I mean, I go from stripper pole to a coffee maker, which is interesting because I don't really like coffee.
That actually looks pretty. It's a pour over.
Yeah, it's a pour over.
Can you send me that to you?
Yeah,
I've been looking for one kind of like that. So, next on my list is I need some Boveda packs. So I've got I think this is like a 20 count of the 69% Boveda packs for the cigars, like the little small ones that you can toss in. So that's my next thing.
So my next one is the Insta360. I've been wanting one for a while.
Yeah, I think I've got that way down on my list, but it's on my list as well. Med Pride medical exam black latex gloves.
Nice. So this one's gonna be boring that I come up with. But what are you doing with latex gloves?
I use them a lot when I cook. So like if I'm handling like raw meat and stuff like that.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, raw meat. Got to have that latex when you're handling your raw meat.
So this is a boring thing. This is probably one of the most boring things on my list, but I want it so bad.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a gel cushion for your chair. Um,
From the Purple Company, is it?
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. We have like one of these cooling beds, you know, like we have. I
Yeah.
don't. It's like a gel cooling bed. Cocoon, I think, is who makes it,
Okay.
and I love it. And this is supposed to have the same effect, but on your butt. So if
Mm.
you have butt sweat, this is supposed to really be good.
So it's funny. Like I have something similar to
Nice.
that, except on my office computer list, it's from a company called Cushion Lab, and it's a cushion that you put on your chair and you sit on. And they
Oh,
also have a matching footrest because when I'm sitting at my desk, I like to prop my feet up on something.
yeah,
And so they have a matching ergonomic like footrest that's for under your desk.
that's cool.
I mean,
My
that just means we're getting old. Like we need like cushions for our asses
Yeah,
while we
like
sit in
your next thing
computer
is gonna be
chairs.
hemorrhoid cream or something.
Yeah.
And Ben Gay.
Yeah.
My next one. This is a well. I mean, you know, you and our friend group know. I'm into like everything that's kind of old. I mean,
Okay.
I like bourbon. I like cigars. I like things even maybe people wouldn't consider it old now, but I like skateboards. Like I like things that are from years way back. I love going to speakeasies, but this is the razor that I want to get. So, I
That's
mean,
cool.
currently I have many people wouldn't know really what it is, but essentially you take it and you unscrew the bottom and the top opens and you put a razor blade inside of it and then you screw it back down. Um, and then I use like the brush with a cup and you make the foam yourself. That's what I use to actually shave every couple days. This is since this morning, but I really like that razor. And if anybody's had a straight shave, you'll know how great it is. You
I'm
ever?
too scared. I'm too scared to straight save myself. I feel
I
like I'll
think
like slice my neck.
it's definitely going to be scary, probably the first few times. But the barber I went to and had it done, it was life changing.
Like I don't mind a barber actually like lining me up with a straight razor.
Yeah,
I just don't have enough confidence in myself to like cut like shave my like I don't really grow any I grow facial hair, but like it's like all patchy and all over the place and I look like a disgusting blob. But so I do shave every couple of days, but I don't have enough confidence in myself to shave with a straight razor without like, slitting my throat.
I
So
ain't scared. I'm gonna do it.
I'm thinking about getting like you know how they have those hand razors,
Mhm.
but it's just a single blade.
Yeah, that's what I
I
have.
was I was thinking about one of those,
Yeah,
but
they're good. They get pretty close.
yeah.
And it's just nice to have. I don't
Again,
know.
still terrified. So yeah.
So with that, and I highly recommend, again, not sponsored, but as a nick stick. They sell it, I think, still on Amazon. Precious bought me one, so that way when you do nick yourself, you can do a
Is
nick
it that
stick on it.
that clear bar
No,
that
this is the roller applicator,
uh,
and it's only like you only put it on the spots that you actually nick yourself with.
uh,
Um, it's like alcohol based. It does burn, so if you're a little pansy, don't use it. But
I
if you're like
do
me and you're a
admit that
man,
like there have been some like barbers that have popped up on my TikTok
hmm
that like a lot of like it's like ASMR like facial shaving.
yeah,
Very satisfying to watch.
yeah,
Next item on my list is a a boot of all things. It is the Skechers men's Blaine Orson ankle boot. Now, there is a very specific reason that I put this boot uh, on my list because it is the boot that they use for the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian TV series. I just found this out by watching TikTok, and they do modify the boot by putting a piece of leather over the top, but essentially it's the same exact boot that the Mandalorian uses in the TV show. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but I just put it on the list just for the hell of it.
So my next item is kind of a repeat.
Okay.
Another stripper pole. So
yeah,
we'll keep it going with something else. And I actually really want these cigar scissors. I don't have this pair.
okay.
Xify. They look really good. They're gold. Currently, if you buy it, you can save 5%. We actually have an Amazon link now, so we'll post that, and you can buy it through us.
Next item I have on my list is the Pelican Ruck R40 case. So this is a case that's not used for cigars, but there are a lot of people that use it for cigars. It's basically a waterproof ruck case for like people that like go backpacking or camping in the woods. Like it'll keep all your stuff like waterproof, but I have seen people use it as a cigar case because it has certain pockets and like straps and stuff that like keep all your lighters and your Boda packs all together, and it has like a compartment where you can keep, you know, a good amount of cigars, like 5 or 6 sticks, to transport. So
that's pretty cool.
On my list. Yeah.
You doing a lot of camping?
You know,
I love camping. That's why I'm asking, because I really
mean,
like
I live in Waimama, so yes, every day is a day camping.
Okay, yeah, facts. My next thing is a hobby I'm kind of getting into. Well, this supports the hobby. Is this backpack? This is a camera backpack, so it has all these dividers inside. I like it. It's kind of old school looking, you know. It's jean and leather, so kind of cool. I like it a lot. Good looking pack.
Cool.
Oh gosh, my next item. This is not good, man.
My next item is Dickies EDS Signature Men's Scrub Pants Zip Fly Pull On. So they're the scrub pants that I've worn for years, and for anyone that doesn't know, I love wearing scrub pants.
Yep.
And
Even cuts them into shorts.
I cut them into shorts after a certain period of time.
Yeah.
And I put this on here because I need more shorts. So, and they're the only shorts that are like my scrub pants are the only pants that I feel comfortable in. So I put that on there to buy some more scrub pants to cut into shorts.
I hate that I'm going in order right now.
Okay.
No, like, but I ain't fake. So, oh man.
You put that on there? Again, did you put that on there? Yeah. This is a great episode.
You know what really sucks is like
I'm so glad I came up with this
not me.
This
Oh my
game for
gosh,
our
it gets
show.
worse. Like I hit view more. It's like
Goodness gracious.
it keeps on going.
I mean, my item you just
This really like it just keeps on going. I mean, like, what was I thinking? Oh, there, we got something cool. Okay. So
Okay.
this is something pretty neat. Let's edit out the other part.
Okay. Okay. What's that?
Little mini knife. I'll send this to you as well.
Yeah.
So this is a mini folding pocket knife. I like having
Okay.
a pocket knife. I actually usually have one on me. This one is I lose them a lot. So I buy good pocket knives and I lose them, and I find them later. But I always like, I'll take it out of my pocket when I know I'm going in somewhere that I shouldn't have it, and I'll leave it in my car and I'll forget. But this is a little mini folding pocket knife. They're like $15, and I was like, oh, I can buy a few and always just kind of have it on me and not really care if I was to lose it. But good little pocket knife. Let's see who makes it. Star DW makes it. I don't think they're like a good brand or anything like that, but it's a cool looking knife.
I wish I had my, like, I'm using my phone as my webcam, but I wish I had my phone so I could like hold up like
Oh, the
what I'm
items.
like.
Yeah.
So my next item is called the Belt Bro.
What is that?
So this is something that I found on TikTok. So when I do have to wear something where I need to wear a belt, I hate wearing belts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
usually wear suspenders, I think.
yeah, I wear suspenders underneath my clothes, but sometimes you need the belt to kind of like keep everything in place.
Yeah.
So the Belt Bro are these two straps that Velcro together, and they wrap around two of your belt loops on either side, and you zip them up, and it acts just like a belt,
That's
but
cool.
without having the annoying buckle in the front of your crotch. And yeah,
I can go with that. I could do that.
Belt Bro.
I mean, I wear belts all through the week just because for the look. Sadly,
Yeah,
all my pants stay up
belts.
because I'm fat, but
My pants don't stay up because I'm fat.
it's because you got no butt.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Okay, my next item I feel like is a cool item. It is this shed. So this is what I want to make into my like little smoker shed. You and I have talked about that a couple times.
Yeah. Did you ever get your fence in your backyard, or
I did.
that's still so
did.
it's all fenced in?
It's all fenced in.
Cool.
That is a whole nother episode. We could really talk about that and my war that has happened. Whole nother episode though.
Whole nother episode.
Yep.
I'm going through my other list because it kind of ran out of stuff.
Not me. Mine keeps on going. Stripper pole. Bikini.
So in my in my home bar section, I have there's this company called Geeky Tikis. So GEEKI TIKIS, and they make like nerd related tiki glasses. So there's one that I have saved of Jason Voorhees, and then I have one of Spike from Gremlins.
That's cool.
Yeah, they have tons of them. They have Star Wars ones like Darth Vader and Boba Fett and stuff like that, and all through pop culture.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that. What number are we on? I don't even know what number we're on.
we're not really going through numbers, just like until
this will probably be my. This is the last thing really in my list.
Okay.
Skateboard.
You don't have to send me that. I ain't gonna.
You want to ride? You want to ride skateboards with me?
No.
That's a longboard. Yeah, I have another friend though. I think he's in his mid 40s. He's in probably his mid 40s, but he's in really good shape. But he just started kind of skateboarding again too. Probably about a year ago, I would say.
Cool.
And he's a collector like me, so it's like he gets back into something, and all of a sudden he has to buy like every single thing there is. He also doesn't understand how collecting is supposed to work.
Moderation.
Yeah, no, doesn't exist.
Cool. Yep. So yeah, I think that'll wrap up our episode. Played a couple of games, talked about some cigars, had a couple of drinks, talked about food and music.
Now I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. It's funny because like You know how like sometimes when you make something, like you end up not wanting to eat it.
Yeah.
So Mandy had one of her medical treatments today, and it's cold today, for Florida cold today, in the 60s or whatever. And so I decided to make Olive Garden zuppa toscana. It's I make that soup all the time. My mom loves that soup. Mandy loves that soup. So I made this big pot of soup. I don't want any of the soup.
So you know how Filipino people make something and then you have to eat it all week long?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what's happened at our house.
What did Precious make that you have to eat all week long?
The worst part is I made it. This week is
Oh.
spaghetti. So we've been eating
Okay.
spaghetti. It's what is it? It's Thursday? Say Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday.
American or Filipino spaghetti?
Well, Italian actually.
Hmm.
I make real Italian spaghetti. Like sausage, ground beef, veal, good little mix. No prego going in there. It's
No banana ketchup.
I actually love Filipino spaghetti, by the way. I like
do
the
too.
sweetness of it.
Yeah.
But we've been eating on that since Sunday night. So over it. We have like probably 3 more days left.
Really? Man, you made too much.
Like, how do you make a small pot of spaghetti sauce?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You
I
know?
mean, just yeah. I mean, when we make pasta, usually Mandy makes the pasta. She makes really good pasta, and
Yeah. That was
I
actually
think
one of the first meals I had from Mandy when you guys.
I think
got
it
together.
lasts us like 3 days or whatever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Well, one night we had Jollibee because Jollibee opened up.
Oh yeah, how's that?
So-
how's the line? How's the line for that?
So our friend, shout out Regina, she got it for us.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
she waited in a torturous line.
She did.
I don't know. Where's the location at?
East Orlando. Like,
Is it over by Waterford?
I don't know where I don't know. I actually have no idea.
Oh.
I haven't been over there.
Okay.
I was in like the Conway area today, and I know it's like 15 minutes from there. 15, 20 minutes from there.
Like, I can't imagine it ever letting up. There's a lot of Filipino people in Orlando,
Yep.
but like,
We need one on this side. I need one in West Orlando.
the thing is, like, for example, like when they open White Castle over there in Orlando,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't dare go there like first couple of months.
I still won't.
And I went there when it was dying, like supposedly dying down.
Yeah.
And it was still busy. So I don't know if that's changed at all. Like people
Nope.
still ride the White Castle hype, but
Still riding it. But like Crystal has no line, so I just go to Crystal. I actually prefer Crystal.
I don't prefer Crystal.
I do. Get me Crystal burger with a chili and a large fry and a sweet tea.
I know people say there's no difference, but
There is. Crystal puts mustard.
there's something else. I mean, I know they make it pretty much the same way.
Yeah, it's like a steamed bun with onions and a burger patty, but I agree there's a difference. White Castle is dry and not good, and Crystal's really good.
I mean, we'll agree to disagree. So
yeah, I mean mine's based on facts,
Yeah.
yours is based on feelings, but whatever.
Yeah. You're a Crystal boy. I'm a White King guy, or White Castle.
Is that New Jersey that you have in you?
I guess so.
That northern.
You ever been to Portillo's?
Yeah, they just built one here.
Yeah, over like in the same parking lot as the White Castle, right?
Yeah.
I love Portillo's. Portillo's is bomb.
Pretty good.
Like I'll get their like beef sandwich, like re-dipped in the au jus. Ugh, with some of the spicy peppers.
So there's a local place I like more. It's called Beefy King. It really is.
No, I know what Beefy King is. Like, I lived in Orlando for 15 years.
Yeah,
But-
it's so good.
I don't know, man. I don't
Love
know.
Beefy King. Gosh, I could eat that every day.
I don't know,
Love Beefy
man.
King. I guess that's it for our show, man.
Yep. All right, guys. I
Um,
hope you enjoyed our rant about a lot of random and
New shirts, by the way.
different products and food and all that. So yeah, check us next time on the next episode of the Cigar Advisors. Make sure to click the link below to check out all our social media. If you'd like to support us, please click the donation button or get some of our merch. We also have an Amazon link coming out shortly, so I'll put that on our link tree. Until next time, signing out.
Deuces.
Looking for the ultimate resource to find the best cigar bars in your area? Want to hang out with the folks who have the same passion for cigars as you? Do you want to find a cigar lounge with like-minded individuals to relax, network, and get together with friends? This is what the Cigars Advisors are here for. A state-of-the-art platform that allows all cigar lovers to locate cigar lounges and bars. This is a place where everyone can come together, share their thoughts, and review their favorite cigar spots without any restrictions. Find your new favorite cigar lounge now by visiting thecigaradvisor.com.